Hey guys, it's Ethan. Check out my sponsors for today's video, BetterHalf.com. They provide a social approach on sports betting that is revolutionizing the game. You can participate from anywhere in the country, and they offer sports betting pools run by a number of different influencers. So you pick the pool, the influencers make the pick, and you're notified 10 minutes before the start of the game. Currently, they have NCAA and NBA basketball available, and are also offering a $20 sign-up bonus when you make your first deposit. So let them know I sent you there, and good luck to you guys. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and looking to incorporate some new things. First announcement I want to make is hopefully in the very near future, probably in a week or two, I'd like to actually start changing the format of my videos. So things are going to look a little bit better, I hope, trying to enact some new changes and how I record and edit my videos, so it wouldn't just be me talking over a black screen with graphics the whole time. I'd like to kind of up the quality just a little bit, not by a whole lot, but just by a little bit, making things look a little bit cooler. But anyways, this week's hands and all that fun stuff session I'm going to go over is going to be an interesting one. You know, has its ups and downs, and let's just get right into the hands. Let's go. First hand here, I'm on the button with about 400 in front. I'm at MGM Springfield playing 1-2. So first hand, we have ace queen of clubs on the button. A middle position player opens at $10. It folds to me. I 3-bet to 30, and he calls. So heads up to the flop of jack 9-4, two hearts, and a club out there. So we have a backdoor flush draw and maybe some backdoor gutter ball straight draws as well, which isn't too likely. But he checks to me. I c-bet $35. And he raises to $80, and in this spot, for some reason, I think I fold there a lot of the time, but there are some cards that do help me out. So because of that, I make the call, and we go to a turn. The turn is a 5 of clubs, so it's one of those cards that does help us out. It gives us some more equity. I'm putting him on hands kind of like Jack 9, pocket 4s, or something like King Jack, something like that, around that range. So when I turn some more additional equity, he leads out for $125. And I only have about 285 behind. I thought about jamming in this spot, but at the end of the day, I decided to just make the call. I don't think I'm getting off. I don't think I'm getting him off his hand ever, especially with such a small raise. It's only 165 additional, or yeah, 165, 160 additional if I do decide to raise. But decide to flatten this spot and see a river card. River is the king of spades, so we brick everything, and once he jams, he leads out and jams all in. He's not afraid of the king, and there's nothing I can really ever do. So for that, I fold, unfortunately, and lose a big one there, just chasing that flush draw. Maybe I could have played a little bit better, but at the end of the day, I could have checked back the flop and realized the more equity on the turn. But regardless, lose that one there to start off the session. Here in the very next hand, I have pocket queens in the cutoff now, and with only 160 in my hand, I'm feeling kind of pissed off that I didn't add on more immediately after that last hand happened, but there's two limpers to me. I make it a standard $15 and 4 callers. So we get 4 callers behind, I'm in position, and we go 5 ways to the flop, unfortunately, of 8-7-3 with 2 diamonds there. So relatively dry, got the flush draw out there, but for the most part, pretty safe, good flop for pocket queens. So when it checks to me, I bet $40, and it folds to the early position player who raises to 87. He's a big stack at the time. He's been playing pretty well. He's kind of a reg. I see them there fairly often, and he seems pretty strong, but when it folds to me after this raise, there's not a whole lot that I can really do besides just jam it all in. Given the stack sizes, I want to get it all in. I think I'm behind sometimes, but most of the time I am ahead of something like ace 8, some flush draws, some straight draws, stuff like that. So I jam, he complete calls with a set of 3s, and the turn in the river is a 10 and 8, and first 10 minutes of this session, I am down a full rebuy. So there's that, and let's try to claw back, because those 2 hands happened in literally back to back and within the first 10 minutes. So not a great start, but hey, we're in for the long haul now. Next hand here, I'm in early position, chipped up to around $700 in front of me. So I have ace jack of diamonds. Under the gun limps and my right makes it 30, or my right makes it $10, and action up to me, I decide to bump it up to 35. 3-bet in this spot, out of position, want to get all the other late position players out of there. Folds all the way back to the small blind who cold calls the $35, and my right folds. So I fold out the razor and I get a cold call, which seems pretty strong. So flop comes king, king 5 with a diamond out there. Small blind ends up leading out for $25. Pretty small sizing, and honestly, I think I should call here a lot of the time with, it's more likely than not that he doesn't have a king. I have all the kings in my range, so I call with 2 essential overs to his maybe middling pair or something like that, or to his 5 with ace 5 or something. Not really sure, but regardless, I make the call for such a small bet. Turn is the 10 of diamonds, so brings in the royal draw, actually, which is pretty nice. But once he checks, I bet $45, hoping to spike a diamond on the river, or maybe I'm ahead with ace high here. So I bet $45 and he calls. So now we go to the river heads up, and it's the 6 of diamonds. He checks, and he only has about $125 behind. So with this, I decide to just jam it all in there, putting him all in effective, and he quickly folds pocket 7s face up. So his line definitely made a lot of sense. I just caught the flush there, and also I could have bet him all the way out even if I did brick out on everything. Looking to kind of think I have ace king. I have a lot of ace kings in my range with my 3-bet. I have a lot of high pocket pairs like queens, jacks, 10s, stuff like that. So I definitely probably could have bet him off with that line, even if that flush draw did miss. Next hand here, I have pocket queens and under the gun +2. I open up to $15 and I get 2 callers in middle position. So I'm first acting this spot, and the flop is just terrible. It's ace jack 9 with 2 hearts out there. I make a very, very small c-bet, just trying to charge the max for flush draws, and I hear from an ace, obviously, but I think an ace might actually raise it up here, depending on the player type, but I bet 20 and I get 1 caller, and we go heads up to a turn, which is the queen of hearts. This player, it was very draw heavy, it seemed like, but I do turn the set, and I do have a lot of outs against the flush if she does have one. So I decided to check, not really loving this card. She bets out $40 with 110 behind. I think for a decently long time, and I think I can go one of 2 ways. I could honestly fold or call or jam. All 3 make some sense. I could fold here some of the times, especially against this player type who is known to be extremely sticky with draws and loves chasing them. But when I do have a lot of outs, any pair on the board, if the board pairs at all, I'm good to go, obviously. So I think for a little bit, and I decided to make a really small raise of $90. At the time, I ended up thinking that I was ahead a lot of the time. I know flushes are hard to make, so raising it up to 90, and that really only gives her a decision to fold or jam, with either calling with $20 more or just folding, and I pick up their $40. But at the end of the day, she does decide to jam. I obviously call $20 more, or not $20, but only like $50 more, or something like that. And the river's a 5, and she shows 7-3 of hearts. So this was a very weird table dynamic that it changed a little bit. I knew that I was on a very rec-heavy table, but when someone shows 7-3 of hearts to kind of beat out your pocket queens, it's kind of unfortunate that she got there, but she gets to double up on me with that perfect queen of hearts card, and we move on to the next hand, unfortunately. Next hand here, I'm in under the gun with pocket 9s, unfortunately having to play a lot of hands out of position, but I open up to $15 and a hijack calls, and then the cutoff raises to $60. I've played with him a decent amount here, so I know he's a fairly good player, and he's really good at putting people into spots. So I decided to just make the flat call here, and the hijack folds. Flop comes king 6-4 with 2 diamonds. I'm first to act, so I check. He bets $75, and to me, that's an extremely weak bet to make here. I'm putting him on hands like weak suited connectors maybe like 6-7 or pocket jacks. Definitely has the capability of 3-betting light or with suited connector there. So I decided to bump it up to 225, trying to just bluff him off of the hand. If he calls, I know I'm definitely behind. I'm just going to have to shut down and fold if he bets on the later streets. At the end of the day, he ended up tank folding, and I think I was for sure ahead on this spot. It just seemed like he was really afraid of the king, and just trying to put him into a spot where he can't he would have to make a very marginal call with a hand better than mine, like tens or jacks. So with that, we take it down there, making a move on a pretty strong player. Next in here, I have Jack 9 suited in the cutoff position, and I'm now on a very tight table. I guess the table dynamics have changed in the past couple hours that I've been playing. A lot of the action players left, and now I'm stuck with a lot of tight players. But there's two limpers to me, and I decide to raise up to $15 in position. I try to open up my range just a little bit and just be more on the aggro side, especially against a very tight and passive player group. So then the button ends up actually 3-betting me to $40, and it folds all the way back to me. And for only $25 more, I'm going to make the call and see a flop here. Flop comes 9-7-3 with 2 diamonds and a club out there. So actually probably one of the better flops I can ask for with Jack 9. He checks to me, or I check to him, and he bets out $35, which is extremely weak compared to the size of the pot, and especially compared to his $40 3-bet pre-flop. So looking like ace king, I'm putting him on ace king or just a bunch of overcards. I raise to $110, and he thinks for a little bit and ends up jamming for about 106 more. In this spot, I don't love it. I think I'm behind some of the time, but with only 106 more to call, I'm hoping to turn a river trips or another jack for 2-pair to improve my hand, because I don't think I'm good a lot of the time, but at the end of the day, it's a call that I have to make with top pair and decent kicker, and just so little behind to call. So that's exactly what I do. I call. Turns a king, and the river's another 9, so I'm feeling great. He flips over a king queen, and I get there on the river. So that was pretty nice to not have to sweat it out. I think if he calls and then jams on the turn with that king out there, it might change some things, and I wouldn't have gotten lucky. But luckily that the run good came, and I got to stack him. I'm not really sure what that raise was on his jam was on the flop there with only 106 more. Having 2 overs, I don't know, maybe he had a feeling or something like that, but it doesn't really accomplish a whole lot, I think, from his perspective. You're never going to fold me out for only $106 more after I raise you. So weird spot, but I'm happy the cards ran out in my favor this time, so I will take that down. Here in the very last hand we'll go over, I have pocket 7s with about $1,000 in my stack, under the gun +2, so really just love playing out of position and out of early position here. So I open it up to $15, and we go 4 ways to the flop after the middle position, hijack, and big blind call. Flop comes 10-7-4 with 2 spades on the board. Very lovely flop, flopping middle set. It checks to me. I will make a C-bet of $35, just trying to get non-believers and also spade draws or any 10 to continue here. It folds to the big blind, actually, which is great. He was my saving grace, giving me action, who ends up raising to $100. So he's it's an interesting spot because he's a fairly big stack. He has about $400 behind, or $400 total in his stack, and he's been playing extremely tight all session. I remember earlier he folded face up Jack 10 of Jack 10 suited to my middle position raise, and he was on the big blind, and he didn't want to play it because it was going to go heads up. So I know for a fact he's never bluffing here, so I'm just trying to figure out what kind of hands he would be raising with. I think it's very unlikely that he would raise with a hand like ace 10 with just a 1-pair hand, but it's definitely a possibility that he could. So trying to just keep him in. I know he's not bluffing ever, and I think re-raising him in this spot seems a little too weak. So I make the call and hoping for a non-spade turn to not kill any action. So the turn, spoiler alert, the turn is an 8 of diamonds, and he quickly jams for 345 total. I snap that off on a very good turn card. I guess obviously there's some straights that get there, but I don't think he'll ever don't think he ever does that with like a gut shot or anything. And the river is then a 9. Oh my God, there's 4 to a straight out there. He flips over 10-7 of clubs, playing fairly loose, and I scoop that one up with my set of 7s. That was probably the most disgusting run out that we both could have asked for, but I'm glad that none of us had a 6 or a jack or anything like that. So lucky to scoop up that one and be on the right side of the run good there. So anyways, that was the last hand that we went over, and last hand I had. I played for about 7 hours in this session. I was in for 900, out for 1620, so small profit of about $700. We'll take it. I'll take it. We'll take it all day. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys thought about the hands that I played. I think I played fairly well this session. Hoping to just kind of improve that and just continue with it for the rest of the vlog and just start playing well, run good, and see how that goes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. If you made it this far, please leave a like. I really do appreciate all the people who have been commenting and supporting me and saying hi to me at MGM. I think it's absolutely bananas, once again, that people can recognize me and stuff like that. So thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week on the next episode. See you guys. Before I wrap up the end of this video here, just a quick announcement. If anyone is interested in playing online poker for real money, there's an app called PP Poker. My friend and I are representing a club, and I'm playing in it, and it's a pretty quick and easy way to play some poker in your spare time if you're not playing at a casino or something. So definitely let me know if you guys are interested in that. I play in the league and the club. There's a ton of action, actually, and a bunch of games go from No Limit Hold'em to PLO and a few tournaments and stuff like that. So if you're interested, shoot me an email to orampage@gmail.com. I'll leave it in the description below, but I'll get you guys signed up and hooked up, and just want to add some more action and play with some subscribers online. I think it'd be a cool idea. So shoot me an email if you're interested. I'll give you more details.